Hi, I'm Wade.
And I'm Lorraine.
And we are
on the off-ramp.
And today we are going to do something a little bit different, but it's still about camping and RVing.
We're going to share with you some of our favorite things that we like to take camping. And I'm going to make sure you know that they aren't just about van life or if you have a big RV. Even if you're a tenter, we think this will help you.
So stay tuned for us as we go through. I don't even know how many tips we have, but we have
quite a few.
We have quite a few. We'll give numbers to them. We'll let you know.
They're really just our favorite things that we like to bring along. And I want you to figure out if you can decide which one is Wade's favorite thing or which one's my favorite thing. Leave it in the comments.
And also stay tuned right till the end or towards the end. We give you a bit of a tip to save at least $10.
Yeah, while you're going camping here in Manitoba. One of the items that we like to take along, or that I like to have here for camping, is when we're out of electricity. I've picked up this pot at Walmart, and it's actually a percolator. And because Wade doesn't drink coffee and I'm the only one, I pretty much fill this with one bottle of water, and that's perfect for making myself a cup of coffee. And I found this on Amazon. It's just a filter that fits on the top of a cup, and I can stick that filter in the cone, and this is a reservoir where the water is, and it's got these holes on the bottom, and those holes distribute the water kind of evenly around the coffee grounds. And so I'll do that, put that in there and show you how that works, and show you how I make my coffee in that my favorite cup fee. And this makes kind of one big cup of coffee at a time. Comes with a little lid so that while I'm making my coffee, I can even keep the water hot. There you go. So it's a lid like that. I do have regular filters and a regular coffee maker for when I have electricity. So, but I feel like because we boondock or go without electricity so often, this has been really nice that I can heat up my water in this instead of a pot. There's no room in the van for storing a dishpan to dry dishes or a drip pan, so in the end I really like having one of these little mats because afterwards they dry quickly. I hang it in the bathroom and it gets stored in a cupboard, so it's easy to use. And the other thing we've mentioned that we love taking along in the van, and I think it's worth featuring here today, is these mesh bags. It really is a good place for us to hold fruit and some vegetables like our onions or potatoes. And we have these bars up here. I imagine they're for drawing things, I don't know. But you can see that this is where we keep our apples. And so we leave that up there only when we're stopped. When we're driving, we take it and throw it down on the bed. Another item that's become kind of a staple for us, and we've had them for about 10 years, and that is a microfiber towels. And we got these supersized ones. We picked them up at Cabela's. What I love about them is that they dry so quickly, and so you don't get that musty odor. And here in the van, we actually hang them on hooks on the outside of our bathroom. I feel that our bathroom doesn't have enough ventilation or air when we're traveling or when we're living in the van to allow them to dry fast enough without getting musty. So we always hang them on a hook on the inside of our van. The shoe tote also is a great place, like as for a coffee table when we're sitting here on this turned around seat. So I sometimes like spending my mornings right on that spot right there.
Okay, so this point is kind of a 1A and a 1B point. It's cooking outside. When we're camping, we like to cook outside as much as possible. And we'll show you how we do that and how we avoid cooking inside the van. The first thing we like to bring along is our camp stove. We've had this for, I don't know, 10 some years, 15 years maybe. And if you take care of it, it lasts a long time. I constantly, each time I've used it, I wipe it out, make sure I get rid of all the grease. But this camp stove, propane camp stove, is a great way to cook outside. Setup is easy, and hook it up to a propane gas tank. Today we're going to be cooking pancakes. I've got the griddle warming up already. And this is where it gets quite, not dicey, but you have to be careful. You have to ensure that your burners are as low as possible without going up, because the pan does get pretty hot pretty quick. So that's part one of cooking outside. If we don't have a fire pit available to us, we do have a nice little foldable barbecue that takes up very little room in our van. And of course you still have to find storage for it. If you're a bigger RV, it's easier. But this little barbecue, well shucks, it's close to 10 years old and it just keeps on going and going. The barbecue is all set up. We can use it for cooking chicken, smokies. We've done pizzas on there. We've done ribs on there, which is fun because we'll slow cook ribs for 2.5 hours if we can. But it's a good replacement for the fire pit to instead of cooking on the fire pit if you don't have access to a fire pit. The barbecue works really well and it folds up into a nice little compact unit, and I put it inside the storage area of our van. This griddle was also purchased at Canadian Tire, but sometimes that griddle takes a long time to cool off, so to move it around, Lorraine purchased this nice pair of Mr. Barbecue that's a silicone rubber glove, and it makes it easier to haul hot items. You still have to be careful because even the griddle that maintains heat for so long, you have to be very careful carrying it, so I double up on the gloves and just hold them in my hand. But there you go, another item is the barbecue gloves.
This lantern we've owned for quite a few years. I suspect we could downsize it, but it worked so well, and before we had the solar power and the battery in our van, we ended up using this often just to light the inside. And even in the evening when we're sitting around the fire or we want some extra light on the picnic table to make s'mores, this lamp is really nice to have in the van.
Okay, another item that we have that's handy, we don't use it as often as we thought we would, but we still do use it, is this collapsible water bucket. And in the case like today, where we're packing up and getting ready to leave, our water tank in the van is pretty much empty. So I'll just walk over to the nearest tap, fill up the water bucket, and then we have some extra water that we can use for cleaning dishes and wiping down things and that, and I don't have to go fill up the van with water again. Take the bucket and just hang it on there. And we have a bucket full of water just to use for miscellaneous duties around the van. Now, folding chairs are quite common for everybody. Most people bring their folding chairs along, so we won't need to talk about that. But here we have a mat. And the one thing we really find nice about the mat is it really helps us if we're on dirtier ground or if it's a little bit sticky or muddy. It helps keep the van much cleaner. And any RV that you would have, or even a tent, would help if you're keeping tracking in dirt. And we love to just sit underneath the awning. And while we're looking at the mat, the other thing to feature is the thermocell. Now this year, being 2024, we've got a lot more mosquitoes than we've had for a while. And this thing works great at chasing away mosquitoes and other little insects. And to buy it in a bigger tank and then just screw in the adapter on the top, and then you put in your blue thermocell pads, and it really helps keep away mosquitoes. Okay, we showed you our larger thermocell that we use on our mat, and that covers quite a large area. Then Lorraine also got a personal thermocell that you can carry with you. And the nice thing is they both use the same blue tabs. This one has its own little thermocell liquid cells, or fuel cells, I guess we'll call them. And they last quite a while. And then, of course, these in behind this, there's blue tabs, and that blue tab is what fits into here. And those blue tabs will last about 35 to 45 minutes, something like that. So that helps with keeping mosquitoes away. And if those things don't work, then we've also got our trusty doo-doo coils or mosquito coils, and we burn those as well. And I think that's more for ambiance because, boy, it just reminds us of being a kid and camping. Now we've mentioned the small battery pack backup, and you can see it's here. I'll give you a comparison here. That's my can of Coke next to the battery. It's a 300 watt all powers battery, solar power battery system. It comes with a 100 watt battery or a battery charger as well too, so you can charge it. But even if you're in a tent, it's great to have because it helps you with keeping all your devices charged up that you need, or if you need to run something in between. So there's 300 watt power in that little battery, and I think it's around $199 with the solar panel. One of the big disadvantages of living in a van is storage space. So we have some storage space under the seat, but you just don't want to pack things loosely. So we found going to these storage totes works very well. So one is with all of our mosquito repellents and sprays and fire starters, and then I have all my water supplies, water hose, electrical hose, and filters. And then below that is actually our sewer bin where we keep all of our sewer stuff. But most of that fits underneath our seat and stays out of the way. And it's not, and it's easy just to pull it out in one fell swoop. So I know if I need my water supplies to fill up the tank with water, then there it is. So storage totes. And the other thing is that we have one more at the front of the van, and that is for storing our shoes. So it kind of keeps the aroma of well-used shoes out of the van and puts it in, just keeps it in the container, and we can store it outside of the van when we're camped at a site. We don't watch much for TV when we are camping. If we have many days of rain, we might hook up the computer and watch something, but typically we try to find stuff to do. Bicycles is one of the great activities. There's many others, but here at Birds Hill, for instance, there are so many bike paths and they're all well groomed. So it's very easy just to get on the bike and bike over to the beach, or to bike over to another campsite, or just to bike around the campground. A few years ago, somebody showed us these pylons, and if you're boondocking and you want to leave your campsite for a bit, it's nice to mark it up with these portable pylons. So we bought two of them at minimal cost. It actually came with a little red light that pops into this top hole, and you can have a red flashing light. I don't know how long that will last, but it's got reflective around it, and we've used it for other instances as well. It's nice to mark off the van if you're on a road and you're having engine trouble or something. You can mark your van off so nighttime people can see it much easier. And we've used it for other things too. So, and they're easy to store, quite portable, and quite inexpensive, and just something that we've purchased on Amazon. And the other thing is, a few years ago we got stuck on the beach at Padre Island National Seashore, and this was one of the things that helped us get out of our spot. This and some help from others. But it's always nice to have a shovel handy if you need to even level the ground a little bit. But the portable shovel, again, very easy to bring along, and something handy to have in the van, and it doesn't take up a lot of room.
I hope you've enjoyed our video of sharing a few things. I wonder what you love bringing along camping. Leave that in the comments as well.
Yeah, I hope you've picked up something that's going to really help you. And if there was something that stood out to you, let us know, and we'd love to hear your ideas.
Remember to subscribe, hit the like button,
leave a comment.
These are all things that we love to have happen and helps grow our channel.
Now, we are getting ready to head out to Manipogo Provincial Park, which is close to the Dauphin area, but north of St. Rose de Lac.
It's new to us, and maybe new to you. Might be a place you want to go, right?
It's a bit of a distance, and our kids are coming to join us, so we're looking forward to a week of camping at a new place, and we're going to see if we can try some fishing there.
I hope so.
Yeah. Now, we do know that things can happen and plans can change, so we have to keep that in mind, so we need to hold our plans loosely.